Welcome to the Mario Cooks Show, hosted by professional chef, author, and food personality Mario Pereca. This program is about food, cooking, entertaining, and most importantly, having fun. And now, the host of the Mario Cooks Show, Mario Pereca.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You are listening to the Mario Cooks Show on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS. I'm Mario Pereca. I'm here with Bill Alexander. And Bill, today's the big day.
That's right.
Yeah, it's hard to believe where March has gone, but today is this afternoon, this evening, I guess, because it's 6 o'clock.
Right.
Is the Celebrity Chef Cook-Off that we had Chef Joe Carey on earlier in the month, and we're going to be cooking there tonight.
I thought you were talking about the introduction of Luigi.
Well, that's
okay.
People can get on Facebook and find him. But yeah. So we have the cook-off tonight. So what we're going to do for this program, I'll get into all the specifics real quick. But I want to let people know we're going to do the introduction here, and then we're actually going to replay the interview we did with Chef Joe Carey. Which
the reason we're doing that is because it has a lot of good information, especially about colon cancer and the awareness about tonight's Celebrity Chef Cook-Off. So it gives us a way to reiterate what we spoke about before.
Right, and we hope that it's enough to get you to come out and join us tonight so that you can try our food and the food of all the other celebrity chefs that are going to be there. And it's going to be a really good time, and it's going to be everything you could have hoped for and more. So we'll be there tonight. Come see us again, 6 o'clock at Anthony's Lakeside Party Center. And we also, let's see what else. We have a phone number, so you can call us. If you have questions about the cook-off, if you have anything, give us a call. 855-8MC shows the number. That's 855-862-7469. That's the toll-free number. The local number, 724-769-0590. And don't forget to text us, because we have the text line now, and we have the recipe of the month that we're sending out via text and a bunch of other information. Text the word Mario Cooks, no spaces, just MARIOCOOKS, to 411-247. So the number you want to text to, again, is 411-247. If you text that, you'll be added to the list. It's free of charge other than, messaging rates. But most people have unlimited messaging anyway, so then it costs nothing. So send that out. And I see you sitting over there waiting. What is it that you want to say, that you want to jump in on?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just going that earlier this week we got a text telling us about you being on TV recently, and the video was posted to YouTube, so it alerted me to go watch that, which I saw when it was posted originally, and then it also reminded us that the recipe of the week or the recipe of the month will be released very soon. So, I mean, it's a great service, and I'm glad that we're going to be able to utilize it here very shortly.
Absolutely. So it's a great way for us to get in touch. And if you want to text us, if you don't want to call us but you want to text us, text the number to the number 411-247. Put the words Mario Cooks, put a space, and then you can text any message you want, and we'll receive it.
Right.
So all you got to do is text the words Mario Cooks to 411-247, and you can communicate with us via text, which is kind of cool. I also want to remind people to check out the podcast. We have the After Hours program, and that'll be airing today after the show. So we'll have Joe Carey's interviews that we did with him coming up for the next two segments and to finish off this show. And then we will have a brand new After Hours podcast. So you can find that at iTunes and at mariocooks.com.
And don't forget, we have the home show coming up here very soon. And we did have a winner for last week's tickets. Debbie from Uniontown received those tickets. So you guys can enter too. All you have to do is call one of our two numbers or email us.
Absolutely. Call now. We'll give away, you want to do 4 again
Let's
this week?
do 4 again.
Okay. We'll give away 4 more. Call the number again, 855-862-7469 or 724-769-0590. Call one of those two numbers. Leave your name, your phone number, and that you're calling about the tickets, and we'll get right back in touch with you. They are free. So if you go to the home show, they're $4 a piece, so you'll have to pay to get in. But you can win them for free now, and then you won't have to pay to get in.
Now, the other thing is, too, is let's do... Are we able to do 2 sets of 4?
Yeah,
okay. Because let's do a set of 4 for the radio listener, and a set of 4 for people listening to the podcast.
Okay.
And that way, because I know that, I've listened to podcasts before, and they give something away, and you're always afraid that you can't win because you didn't get a chance to call in or whenever it is. So we're going to give away 2 sets of 4, one for the radio audience and one for the podcasting audience.
That sounds good. Bill is in an ultra giving mood today. It must be the cook-off.
I'm really excited about this. I spoke to Joe Carey earlier this week, and he said, "Now be ready." He said, "Just be ready." And I'm going, I'm really worried now. I don't know why I need to be ready, but I'm ready.
Do you make sure your toaster's working and your Nutella you get?
Yeah, I still have to do that. I haven't done that yet. I'm still. I have a feeling I'm going to renege on that promise of bringing toast and Nutella, but I do have Luigi.
That's right. Do you want to talk about Luigi for
our
a few minutes?
newest mascot? If you go to Facebook and look up, it's so funny. It's on the radio, and I'm still never mind. Anyhow, we have a mascot for the Mario Cook Show, and he is Luigi Pareca, and he spells his name right with the 2 R's and 1 C.
At least one of us does.
Well, somebody has to, and he is our newest mascot to the program, and if you go to Facebook and look up the Mario Cook Show or look up Chef Luigi Pareca, you will be able to find our new mascot. And he will be there with us this evening at the Celebrity Chef Cook-Off.
We're only supposed to have teams of 2, but
hey,
in light of circumstance,
I think Luigi can help us out. He may be our secret weapon.
Yeah, I mean, you have to let that because I've just been reunited with my long lost brother.
That's right.
I mean, you can't keep us apart.
And as someone posted on Facebook early this week, whenever we leaked it, he got the hair in the family. So
I think he has more face on his upper lip than I do on my head. But anyway, another thing very important I want to bring up. I almost forgot to mention this, but I want to do it now. Obviously, everyone knows about the home show. We've been giving tickets away. April 6th is when we will be, which is that Saturday, we will be doing a live broadcast on WMBS from 3 to 5 p.m. So if you want to come down and see that. But also on April 6th, we are actually, I hope your boxes are packed, Bill, because we're actually moving.
That's right.
So we'll still be right here on WMBS on Saturday mornings, but instead of from the 8 o'clock hour, our show will be at the 9 o'clock hour.
Yes, I get to sleep in. Thank goodness.
You get an extra hour. Starting Saturday, April 6th,
Jeez.
The Mario Cook Show will air on WMBS every Saturday from then on out from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
And then the after show will be from 10 until whenever.
Right.
So. But we're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that extra hour of sleep that some Saturday mornings make it very difficult to do this.
And I think it's good for the listeners because, Saturday morning that gives them a little extra time to get your coffee and sit down and relax.
And the interesting thing is we are the opening act now for George Von Benko.
Oh.
Which he's the guy that does sports right after us. Or soon to be right after us. And when I used to work on the old AM 1130 WASP, George used to be my opening act for my Brunch with Bill program that I used to do over there. So things come full circle.
The circle of life.
Yes.
Brunch with Bill. I'd like to have Brunch with Bill.
Yeah, that was the name of the program.
Well, maybe Saturday after we go from 9 to 10
we could do brunch. That works.
Not the first Saturday because we'll be at the home show.
Right. That's going to be a busy weekend.
Right.
And then the next weekend is Easter weekend. And then the following week is the home show weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot going on over the next couple of weeks.
Let's not forget that tonight is the most important right now because it's the closest is the Celebrity Chef Cook-Off. So plan on coming. Even if you don't have tickets, you can buy them there. Come down. It's well worth it. Instead of going out to a restaurant and spending all that money, come here. You get to eat.
Good cause.
Number one, it's a great cause, and number two, when you go to a restaurant, you order one thing, and whoever you're with orders another thing. You may get to taste 2 things max. You come here, there's 30 different items for you to sample and try. You'll leave full. Great food, great atmosphere, and it's just going to be a lot of fun.
And also, I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but we were on TV last night on Going Live, and we made coconut shrimp, which was wonderful. Mm-hmm. And Matt Dowling of Going Live helped us with that. And Matt and Dave are going to be with us this evening, I should say, with the cook-off.
Yeah, they'll be making meatballs.
Yeah,
but
with dipping sauce.
With 3 different dipping sauces.
What, didn't you help them yesterday? Isn't that what I got?
Yes, they're meatball machines.
Yeah.
But also, I just want to remind people to check Go Magazine in the Herald Standard yesterday, where my column ran, my four starters column. I did a little take on a nice martini, and we did some little crostinis, which are little Italian toast with a nice tapenade
Sounds
on them.
good.
So because usually when you drink a martini, you either do a blue cheese stuffed olives or anchovy stuffed olives or lemon twist. So I thought, let's just make everyone happy and make a little tapenade, and it goes with everything. So it's a really great recipe, super simple to do, and it's something that you can make a martini and have a couple hors d'oeuvres before you come out tonight. I mean,
But before we do that, we got a break,
Okay.
and we'll be back with the interview with Joe Carey.
Yep. So we're gonna step away here for just a few minutes, and we'll come back with Joe Carey doing the next two segments, and then you can join us on the after show following the program at MarioCooks.com. The Mario Cook Show is being served up to you today by the Big Barn Country Store and Deli, by Pareca Chiropractic Center Inc., by 4th Street Barbecue, by 30 East Main, and by the Mon Valley Home Show.
Back with more of the Mario Cook Show here on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS.
This is Mario Pareca, and I'm here with Bill Alexander from the Mario Cook Show, which airs right here on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS. And Bill, I hope you're packing your bags because we're moving to the 9 a.m. hour starting Saturday, April the 6th.
You realize this is radio and we don't need to pack anything. All we need to do is show up at 9.
So you mean I have to unpack all my bags now?
Pretty much, but we're starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday, April 6th, here on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Mario Cook Show on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS. I am Mario Pareca. I'm here with Bill Alexander. And I just want to make one comment before we move on.
Sure.
Because when we talked about pomfret, now if you look them up.
Of course you did that during the break.
Yeah, if you look them up, and I figured this would happen, they're going to tell you that they're the same as French fries.
Right.
But when I was in the kitchen, and we could talk to Chef Joe about this in a few minutes.
Okay.
If someone ordered French fries, we used regular, what you expect to see French fries. If someone ordered pomfret, they were almost like matchsticks.
Okay, they were
smaller, crispier, thinner. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I explained it to you that way. But I knew that someone's going to look it up, Wikipedia it, and if you do, it's going to tell you they're the same as French fries.
You heard
but
where
they're-
my knowledge came from was Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood in the early 1970s, so you didn't have to go to all that trouble.
It is a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
That's exactly right.
So, joining us in studio, as I said when we talked about in the first segment, is Chef Joe Carey. So, Chef, how are you?
Good.
It's good
Thanks
to
for
have
having
you.
me on board.
Absolutely. And Chef Joe was the chef at Kaylee's. And Kaylee's, you still do catering, correct?
We do caterings, parties, private events, and I do stuff like I'll do something like St. Patrick's Day or Valentine's Day and things like that. So, and then I do takeouts on holidays.
Cool.
Cool. Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Excellent. So, the reason we have Chef Joe here today is because we have something very specific to talk about. We've been talking about it the last 2 weeks or so, Bill.
It's been about that.
Yeah, and actually it's 2 weeks from today, like you said, is the Celebrity Chef Cook-Off. So Chef Joe is who organizes and runs the whole cook-off. So I just want him to explain it, talk about what's going to go on, why you should be there, and how much fun it's going to be. So if you want to just go ahead and tell us a little bit of information about the cook-off.
Well, why you should be there? I'd like to touch on the pomfrets if I could.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Well,
That's fine.
Another thing is that if you want to be a purist, the thinner cuts, and actually all over Europe, most of they don't call them French fries. Actually, we have a French exchange student with us, and they don't call them French fries either. But they do it. The correct way is also to cook them in duck fat.
Right.
So.
Oh, okay.
We've talked about that. I
Yes,
think.
we have.
French fries cooked in duck fat.
We
or
also
pomfret.
talked about you burning down a garage with duck fat, too, if I remember
Well, that was
correctly.
goose fat.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And spontaneous combustion. It's a wonderful thing. But
Which is hard to find around here, but
yeah.
on the other
And you think I
on
don't
the
pay
other
attention.
Yeah,
on the other island you can find it.
Yeah, but if you ever have French fries or pomfrets cooked in or fried in duck fat, you'll never want them any other way.
Yeah,
Really?
They're off the
Yeah.
charts.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're richer. They're just better in
There
duck
you
fat.
go. That's what we need to make.
Well, oh yeah, we can't.
Almost like fried chicken and lard.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the best way to do
We'll
it.
do that for the cook-off.
And
how's that?
And duck fat, by the way, we used to do a lot of. We used to roast vegetables in duck fat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can do a lot of things with duck fat. And
Oh,
it's
cool.
Just, it's unbelievable. But moving forward, let's touch on the Celebrity Chef Cook-Off, and then we'll see where that conversation spins
March
off.
23rd, 6 o'clock, Lakeside Party Center. Started 11th year of doing it, 12th year if you count the year that people did it for me. And what we do is gather up local chefs, local celebrities. And these are, people that you see out on a regular basis, the head of the YMCA, pastor of churches, ex-mayors, athletic directors, people that are celebrities that we have called upon to make their family favorite dish, something that they just came up with, something that they're proud of, or if they conned a person to be their assistant to do all the work. So, it just depends on who the person was and what their capacity is. But, yeah, it is a lot of fun. It's the cost of a night out, going to a local restaurant, not Pittsburgh. I mean, I'm talking Uniontown. It's $40, no tip. You don't have to leave a tip unless you want to. And you get to try stuff from about 30. The number keeps bouncing around, but anywhere from 31 to 34 chefs. So.
Cool. And Bill, are you the one that I conned
No,
into helping me?
I think I'm the pretty face.
Okay. But so 31 to 35. That's a large number of chefs. Now, what kind of can you give them a sample or just an idea of what kind of dishes that you've seen or that are some favorites?
Yeah, we try to keep it to. And over the years, it's actually worked out real well. So we have a nice variety. For example, we have somebody making like a chicken tortilla soup. We have Nancy Glad doing cupcakes. We have Jared Bullock, he owns DeMarco's. He's doing General Tso's chicken. So we got Andy Pasto. Norma Ryan does that every year. We have Mitchell's down in Brownsville bringing Starbucks coffee. So so we do have coffee, lasagna, paella. We have barbecue ribs, eggplant rotolini, which is eggplant wrapped around ricotta cheese. So it's pretty wide and varied. Creme brulee, macaroons, stuffed grape leaves. Some of the stuff is ethnic and it's part of their heritage. Other things are something new that they want to try out. So.
Now here's my question too. A lot of the tables and celebrity chefs. Are they going to be? Are they like one bite hors d'oeuvres? Are they like full meals that they'll get? It's
a one bite thing, believe me, because you get to about your 10th station and you're fighting at that point. So it's probably like a half a cup of whatever.
Okay.
So if it's soup, it would be a half a cup of soup. If it's a macaroon, it'd probably be about 2 ounces. So it's going to be, and you'll get filled up pretty quickly on that. So I mean, I know people try to get around to every table, but I dare you to find me somebody that's tasted something from every chef every year. So.
And I actually prefer that because then you get to taste more, you get to experience more.
Somebody else is doing it.
Because if you get one big thing or one big piece, then like you said, you're done after that one.
Yeah.
That one.
And of
course, you like it. You go back and you get the one big piece. Like, give me 2, give me 3.
Right.
And then you hit Matt and Dave's table for the meatballs, but we won't go there.
Do you have a list of what everyone's making?
Kind of.
Do you know
Except
what Fayette TV's? No, I told him what we're making.
Did you?
Do you have what Fayette TV's making?
They're doing the meatballs that they did last year with 3 different sauces. So.
We've been ribbing them on these meatballs.
Well, no, here's why. Every time and Coordinated 360, they do they do some events, when they go and they video and they do whatever, they offer to bring food at times. Every story I've ever heard about them taking food has been meatballs. And I've heard about 7 of them now.
Yeah.
So I told Bill a couple weeks
we
back.
were on TV when you told me this.
Yeah, I said they're going to be making meatballs, and now there you have it.
When you do something good, you gotta keep going.
That's funny. That's good. We'll have to.
So what are we making?
What are we?
Or you're not telling anybody yet?
If you read my column in the Herald Standard, I did a dish. It was the one I paired with the cranberry cocktail. It's the almond crusted chicken. With the orange horseradish dipping
You know what?
sauce.
I do remember you telling me that.
So that's
by
what
the
we're
way,
gonna
those
do.
pictures looked wonderful.
Thank you.
They looked really good.
Did you like yesterday's column?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I
keep it. I have a little scrapbook and.
Do you?
No.
Do you have a shrine to me? But anyway, so
in your mind, I do. Yes.
Everyone does in my mind. But so I'm really excited about this. This is going to be a lot of fun. Tell us a little about the cause and what's behind it and what goes into that.
Well, basically, way back when I had colon cancer, I went in the hospital. I had an operation, and I said, what am I going to do, with the restaurant, because I won't be there to oversee. So what I did was I called on people to cover about 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I called Jim Davis, Judge Solomon, called the mayor, called a couple guys up in Nemacolin, a couple of restaurant guys, Andrew Stocky, people like that. And they all came in and did a night, put a menu together. I made sure that my sous chef got all the ingredients ready for them. They put it out. That was the only thing we did that night. But plenty of people came, more than would have came if I was cooking. So it worked out real well. And then the next year, we did it again. It was so popular, we said we got to move on from the restaurant, and we make it one night, so it was a lot easier. And then we went to the country club, and we outgrew the country club, and we went to Lakeside. We may outgrow that this year. What we have done initially, we donated to a national chapter, but we weren't satisfied with the funds on a local level. So we went ahead and created our own chapter, Fayette County Colon Cancer Network, and we use all of our money. And if you open the paper once a week, we're in there promoting. And we're a prevention group. We're not looking, for the cure. There's plenty of other groups that do that. We are primarily focused on helping our friends and neighbors be aware that if they have signs and symptoms, or if they hit that certain age, to go ahead and get themselves checked out. I mean, that is our main goal, because we have too many people that we know that have died, too many people we know that have gotten colon cancer, because it's the most preventable, or one of the most preventable cancers, because you get scoped, and it actually shows up precancerous first, and then becomes cancerous, so you can catch it while it's precancerous, get it out of there, and you never have cancer. So, that's our goal, is to continue to raise money. We spend about anywhere between $20,000 and $25,000 a year on the local level to continue to get the word out. We do billboards. We have little infomercials. We have our website. We have
Can you give out the website?
Yeah, it's hopeyouscope.com, and it's a great site if you do get colon cancer or you want to get scoped. You just go on that site. It has a lot of questions that are answered. It's a DVD. DVD is actually broken. Well, it's not a DVD now. It's a streaming video, but you can break it down so you're only watching bits and pieces, or you can watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Well, do we have?
We got a little bit more time for at the end of this segment.
So, Bill, what are you thinking about this? Because I know, I have an idea of what's going to happen there, what we're going to go in and do. What are your thoughts about this?
About the event, or having a colonoscopy?
Well, both. let's kill two birds with one stone.
I honestly have no clue. This is the first time you and I have actually done anything outside of a TV studio. Which, and in one way, this is actually the precursor of the home show that we're doing. Was it 2 weeks later?
Yeah, the beginning of April.
So again, I'm really new to this, so I'm taking your lead since you've done this kind of thing before.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Now, here's a question about, you talked about getting scoped, and I'm sure the information's on the website, but I'll ask anyway. How old should you be when you first start getting checked?
If you have a family history, 40. If you don't have a family history, 50. And you can actually, if you have a family history, you can actually go get a genetic test and find out if you have the markers. And at that point, you can actually start getting tested. I was 34 when they found out, and I think it was probably sitting there for a couple of years. So, if you have signs and symptoms, you can go to the website and check out signs and symptoms. But if you have bleeding, you have a cold that won't go away, you're fatigued, those type of things, and you're 30 years old, there's something wrong. And I'm not saying it's colon cancer. It could be a lot of different things, but at least get checked out. But if you do have bleeding or you have blood in your stool, those are the two main signs that you would have. So
now, aside from you at the event, are there other survivors that come every year that support?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably, we have about 500 people come to the event, and I'd probably say that's probably 35, 40.
Oh wow!
Oh, great.
So. I mean, we do have survivor buttons this year. Hopefully they put them on. Colon cancer is funny. Breast cancer, everybody says, oh, I had breast cancer, and women which is great. I wish, the colon cancer people would do that too. But colon cancer survivors are very private for some reason. It doesn't.
Now, with colon cancer, is it predominantly male, or is it female and male, or is it both?
It's both, yeah. So, and it can happen to anybody. There's a myriad of reasons why you get it. Stress, diet, genetics, so.
Now, when you got it, was it a shocker to you? Because I know you're an athlete,
Yeah.
and you run your physical and
Yeah, and that's why I
fitness and
kind of
everything
ignored
else.
it for a while because
Yeah.
I was bleeding, and I just thought it was from the running because I was racing, on a weekly basis, winning, of course. And I just thought it was pounding the pavement. I was running hard, and then I would, and there was times I'd really have to go to the bathroom.
Right.
You're like, I must be dehydrated, so you find excuses, that's for sure, when you're in that position. And I think that's with any cancer. You find excuses before you go. I think men are more apt to make excuses than women because I know that I didn't go at first. My wife told me to go. I kind of scoffed at her, and then eventually she was right, as always.
I know his
as
wife.
Always,
I know his wife,
right.
and I don't know how in the heck he got around that one because.
She was so mad.
I don't really know if it's so much of an excuse not to go, but I think that everyone has that mentality of it'll never happen to me.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
you get these symptoms, you see these things, and you say, well, it can't be that because that'll never happen to me. It's probably just a cold or, you know what I mean,
Right,
or whatever.
right.
And then people kind of brush it off. So the idea is to not really expect the worst, but be prepared for the worst, I
Right.
guess. So if that's why, another reason why people should come to the event. So not only do they get to have a good time and, eat all the food, give to a great cause, but to also help get educated,
Right.
and to learn, because as far as going to a website, it's great and you can go check out all the Q&As and all that stuff, but if you're there talking to someone,
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You can actually get the human aspect of it instead of
Right.
seeing it on a screen.
Yeah, but we don't shove it down your throat at the event either, though. We try to make the event be a fun part. I mean, we do have tables set up with information. We do have doctors there to answer any questions.
Okay.
However, the focal point is the food. And the funny thing, when we're talking about food, diet is probably has more of an impact on colon cancer than anything.
Oh, wow.
Just because, we don't eat enough vegetables. We don't eat enough leafy greens. We don't eat enough beans. I mean, we need things that allow transit, and when that doesn't happen, that's, a lot of times does lead to colon cancer. So
we need nutrition.
Right.
And that's what we talk
And
about
that's
a
what you-
lot.
yeah.
That's what we had, we had my father on and we talk about it. And there's a story I want to post soon. Calories aren't just calories. I say that a lot. They're not. There's different types of calories, and it's all about nutrition. And that's a good point. What are some specific foods that you know to eat, or for
I always tell people the bright colors.
Right.
Red peppers, oranges, strawberries, spinach, collard greens. Anything that's going to jump out at you usually is something that is very good for colon cancer and other cancers too. For prevention. So we talk about the superfoods, and the list gets bigger and bigger. But again, when it comes to vegetables, I always say to people, bright colors. Just think of bright colors. If it's bright, you eat it. An apple, boom. So.
And it's all about the your body's blood pH and your pH, keeping it more alkaline. Cancer can't live in an alkaline environment. So you want to eat foods that are going to keep you alkaline, such as the bright-colored foods of the greens, the beans, all that stuff. If you start eating things like with trans fats and different things, and coffee even, coffee is very acidic. That's why you shouldn't drink a ton of coffee in a day. Soda is very acidic, or pop, as you call it.
It's pop.
It's very acidic, so those are a couple things, too, just for...
Hey, just because you're from somewhere else, I know you call
I'm
it
not
soda.
from somewhere
No,
else.
he is.
I called it. See, I called it soda a few weeks ago, and he jumped down my throat
all over
on the air.
Yeah, I know.
Nonetheless, do you want to revisit
No,
that?
I'm not going to revisit it.
Okay.
But we do have to step away for a
Yes.
brief break here. So
We will be back with more with Chef Joe Carey and talk more about the Celebrity Chef Cook-Off. And I want to get in our Every Day's a Holiday segment because I don't want to miss a week. So we'll go ahead and do that. Maybe Chef Joe will stick around and help us out with that. The Mario Cook Show is being brought to you by the Big Barn Country Store and Deli, Pareca Chiropractic Center, Inc., 4th Street Barbecue, 30 East Main, and the Mon Valley Home Show.
And we'll be back with more of the Mario Cook Show here on your local station, 590 Radio, WMBS.
This is Mario Pareca, and I'm here with Bill Alexander from the Mario Cook Show, which airs right here on your local station, 590 Radio, WMBS. And Bill, I hope you're packing your bags because we're moving to the 9 a.m. hour starting Saturday, April the 6th.
You realize this is radio and we don't need to pack anything. All we need to do is show up at 9.
So you mean I have to unpack all my bags now?
Pretty much, but we're starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday, April 6th, here on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS.
Good to have you back. You're listening to the Mario Cook Show on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS. I am Mario Pareca. I'm here with Bill Alexander, and we are joined in studio by special guest, Chef Joe Carey, and we're talking about, or before we went to break, we were talking about the Celebrity Chef Cook-Off that's coming up in just 2 short weeks from today at Lakeside. So Chef Joe said that it starts at 6 p.m. Tickets are $40 each. Now, can people, where can they purchase tickets?
I would this year I would get them beforehand if you can. The Chamber of Commerce, Southwest Endoscopy Center, which is over in Cherry Tree Square, Bang's Hair Design, and they also have them at Dairy Queen on Route 40, the one up by the mall. So, just because, one, you have the ticket in your hand, you don't have to stand in line to buy them. The other reason is because I think we're going to have a pretty full house this year. So
that's great. And if you want more information about the event, where can you go?
They can go to hobiescope.com, or they can call 724-437-WINE, 437-9463.
Okay.
And then I'll leave a message and I'll get back to them.
Excellent. And our number is 855-862-7469, toll free, and locally 724-769-0590. You can call us if you have any questions, and feel free to leave a message, and we'll be sure to get in touch with Chef Joe to get them answered if you need to. But we're looking forward to it. Bill and I will be there, and we'll have a table, and we'll be mingling. But so while we were on break,
they think we'll be mingling. They don't know how crazy it gets.
Bill will be mingling.
I'm just going to be looking
because Bill's been talking about making toast the whole time.
Toast and Nutella. I figured I can
See?
Do that.
That's all he's been talking about.
Yeah, why
have
not?
that for breakfast before you come.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
But
wait, we have to be on the air that morning.
You might get a few takes.
We do. We'll be there. You go. You can have it on the air.
Yeah.
Just make sure your mouth isn't full. You can have it during breaks.
Okay.
And then when we go there, we'll do our thing. But we were talking about while we were at break, we were talking to Chef Joe, and he was telling us about why men specifically put off going to get scoped.
Yeah.
So I'll just turn it over to him and let him explain what we were talking about.
Well, this is my theory, and I think it's correct. We're dealing with the posterior,
yes,
and we're dealing with putting something up the posterior. However, the 2 points that are important. One is that they put you out, and it's one of the best, once you come out of it, it's one of the best feelings you'll ever have in your life. And the other is you have to fast the day before. You also have to clean your body out. So when you get up after the procedure, I will guarantee this, and I have guaranteed this probably for about 8 years, wherever you go, it'll be one of the best meals you ever had. So, I mean, there are some pluses to it. But again, it is an embarrassing area, and I literally know people that have died from embarrassment. And basically, it's the truth, because why else wouldn't they have done it?
Yeah.
I mean, you either die from embarrassment or die from procrastination, and both of them are stupid reasons to die. So, and the thing is it's peace of mind. Our new campaign is going to be Get Scoped, Get Living, and that's for everybody. You don't have to worry. I was talking to somebody not too long ago. Their sister had colon cancer. I said, well, did you get scoped? They said, no, not yet. I said, when was she diagnosed? 3 years ago. That's sitting on this lady's mind for 3 years. I really got to get scoped. I really got to scope. Anytime they see me in the paper, or anytime they see our ads on a billboard, or they see something, I got to get scoped. So you get that done, and that's off your mind. It's something that's not hanging over you. So you turn 50, you turn 40 if you have the family history. Just make the appointment. Have a great meal when you're done, and get it done.
So one other thing I want to touch on that I just heard him mention, you said it would be when they put you out and you wake up, it's one of the greatest feelings. Explain that to me, because I've never been. It's called
a twilight sleep.
Yes.
So you're like, be careful. However, it's almost like, if your wife is there and she starts asking you questions, or a girlfriend,
be careful.
You tell the truth.
It's like truth serum.
It's phenobarbital. It's like phenobarbital. So be careful. Like, rehearse things like before you go in. So, and you will say stupid stuff, and if they know you, they're going to tell you stuff you said. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, I mean, it's so worth it. I mean, the night before you have a little bit of unpleasantry, which I'm used to it. And actually, what you used to have to do for prep before to what you have to do now, it's night and day. You know, it is easy. Now, of course, if you're going to do it the first time, you think it's hard, but if you've done it before, it's easy.
Now, you mentioned 40 being if you're healthy and you don't have a history of it.
Yeah, 40 if you have a family history.
Okay. Now, once you go for the first time, how often do you typically go back?
If you have polyps, they're going to get you back between 2 and 5 years. If you don't, it's 10 years. If you have the family history, that's usually a doctor's call. 40 and 50, that's actually the insurance companies. You know, so if you do have a family history, I would recommend that you do, you know, if you can, if your insurance covers it, not everybody's does, get the genetic markers. That way you know if you got to go or not. You know, at that point you can go and say, okay, I'm going to go at 40 rather than 25, because you're going to be kind of on pins and needles, like, oh my gosh, what is this? What is, you know? Oh, I got a little bit of stomach pain. Oh my God, you know. So, you know, it's all about peace of mind. So.
This past doctor visit I had, which was last fall, I'm 46, and it actually came up in conversation because I asked him, when do I do this? And he told me, he said, do you have a family history of it? I said, no. I said, however, my brother and I, who are 4 years apart, we've talked about it. Should we do it now or should we wait? And he said, no, if there's no family history of it, wait till you're 50. And again, it's one of those things, it's a little bit of unpleasantry. It's just a big payoff in the end. I mean, it's just going to be a big payoff because either you can take either you know you don't have it, or if you do, you can take care of it because, as you said, it's very curable.
Yeah, well, actually, it's preventable because before it happens, you can have it removed.
Yeah. I mean, what?
So like, you'll never know you had cancer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like breast cancer shows up, you know, pancreatic cancer shows up. This shows up precancerous, so you have a window to get it done. And then, of course, and if you wait, then you end up like me, you know, which wasn't fun, you know.
Okay.
So basically, if you're worried about it, and as Joe said, if the health insurance covers it and everything else, go get it done now.
Basically, even if you're not worried about it, go get it done. You won't have to ever worry.
And at least it becomes preventative.
Preventative medicine.
Yeah. As soon as you turn 50, just get her done. Piece of cake.
Now that we talked about that, speaking of cake, let's move on to the other end of the body and talk about some of the chefs that are going to be there and some of the food that's going to be there to kind of entice people. It's not going to be all rear talk at the event. So it's all about
it's going to be good
food
eating, is what it is.
And it'll be a lot of fun.
About.
So
that's what it's all about. Fun. It's low key. It's, you know, we don't preach. We preach now, but we're not going to preach there. I may preach for like a minute, 2 minutes before they start throwing food at me. So. But, you know, we have Dr. Kaiser from Kaiser Dental. He's making paella. Greg Parsons, everybody knows him from the Kiwanis, and also Parsons Insurance. He's doing lasagna. Rick Rafel, he was a local school teacher, plus he has Rafel's Pools. He's doing prime rib, and he's actually one of the founders of Fayette County Colon Cancer Network. His wife, Kathy, had colon cancer. Christine Romeo. Get to her table early. She makes about 1 million things, but they go fast. Dr. Stewart, he usually dresses up every year as something. This year he's doing kielbasa, so it'll be interesting to see what he dresses up as. Last year he dressed up as strawberry shortcake. It's not pretty, believe me. It's not pretty. However, it's funny. And he made strawberry shortcake. So, Nancy Glad's making her cupcakes. If you had them before or you've had them socially somewhere else, you definitely want to come there for those. The Jacksons obviously are bringing Jackson Farm, Bill Jackson and his wife Jan, and they're going to have Jackson Farm pecan balls.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
You know, I love pecan balls.
Yeah.
You know, we have, like I said, Jared from around the corner. He's doing General Tso's chicken. Donna Holdorf from National Road, she'll be there. Renee Dillon from the Boston Beanery. Some guy named Mario Parekh is going to be there.
Yeah, I have no clue what he's making.
Mike Schrock from Advanced
Can't
Chimney
wait to meet
Sweeps.
him. I heard he's really cute too.
Mike Schrock's doing crostini with, you know, slices of beef tenderloin. So I mean, people go out other way. You know, in a balsamic reduction. You know.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. So people really, you know, take their time, make a good quality product. We actually did a shoot a couple years ago where we took pictures of all the food. I didn't know when they put it together. I thought they took it out of they were stock photos. This was all from the show. It
Oh,
was
wow.
beautiful. Yeah, it was
Nice.
beautiful. So.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward
ready-
to it. I really am.
I'm looking forward to not only cooking but trying everyone's,
the
sample of
meatballs.
everyone's
The
food.
meatballs.
And Chef Joe, do you cook there?
Yeah, actually, I wasn't going to cook this year, but I've already gotten people hammer me for the creme brulee, so I will have the creme brulee.
Have you ever had
there.
Joe's creme brulee before?
I believe I did once.
Oh,
I've
it
had
is
it one
excellent.
Time.
It is
yeah.
to die for.
I thought he was going to make some ganache for you, or you could assist him
I
making
could
some
make
ganache.
We could make some ganache.
I've also had his
I made
prime.
ganache the other day.
I also have his prime rib, which is also excellent. So
Well, there will be prime rib there. So
I
we're
love
covering
prime
some. There's be other kinds of ribs and pork, and I think we got everything covered. And that's March 23rd, 6 o'clock. You know, we said get your tickets. Chamber of Commerce, Dairy Queen, Bangs, or Southwest Endoscopy Center. So
Be there.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
be there.
So how much time do we have before we have to sign
We have
off?
about 2 minutes left.
Okay, so we're gonna sign off. Jed, will you stick around for the after show about 20 minutes?
sure, go ahead.
Okay, so we be sure to jump over to MarioCooks.com with us, where Bill, I, and Chef Joe Carey will be doing the Mario Cook Show After Hours podcast immediately following this program. And catch us at our website. I just said MarioCooks.com. We will be back next Saturday morning right here on WMBS 590 AM at 8 a.m. as we are every Saturday. Catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, and on iTunes. Make sure you subscribe. You can get all those links from our website. And please feel free to drop us a line if you have any questions about what we talked about today with the Celebrity Chef Cook-Off or the home show tickets if they're not already gone. 855-862-7469 is the number, and toll-free. That's toll-free, and locally 724-769-0590. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you in about 2 seconds over at MarioCooks.com.
And we'll talk to you next week here on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS.
You've been listening to The Mario Cook Show with Mario Pereca, the author of The Good, the Bad, and the Cookbook. For more information on this program and how to download it as a podcast, go to mariocooks.com. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please call us at 1-855-8MC-SHOW. That's 1-855-862-7469. This has been a $1 Million Baby production.